In this video, we'll be taking a look at function key configuration on the PM-50 Graphical Panel Meter. The PM-50 allows users to enable customizable on-screen push buttons called function keys, which appear at the bottom of the screen when enabled. The available functions which can be assigned to these function keys will vary some between the analog and digital models of the PM-50, but the process for setting them up is the same. I'll be working with an analog PM-50 in this video. For a complete list of functions along with descriptions of how they work, reference the PM-50 user manual for your model of PM-50. I've already logged into my unit using the admin credentials, so I'll click once on Device to get started. From here, click once on Function Configuration. Next, I'll click once on the Function Key Configuration menu item to expand it. The first setting that we see here is Enable Function Key. Click once on the toggle to enable function keys and reveal additional settings. In the Function Key section, we can select function key F1 through F4. Each of these function keys can be renamed and assigned a unique function. One quick thing to note here is that I'm using a 4.3-inch PM-50 model for this demonstration, which supports 4 function keys. For reference, the 3.5-inch model supports 2 function keys. With F1 selected, we're ready to configure the first function key. I want this to be a reset function key, so underneath the Rename Key section, I'll change the name to Reset to be descriptive. Just note that the name is arbitrary and restricted to 5 characters or less. Next, we see the Select Function drop-down menu, which has a list of functions to choose from. I'll be selecting the Reset function for this example. After making that selection, a new setting called Reset Selections is revealed. This is where we can pick and choose which values that we would like to be reset when this function key is pressed. For this example, I'd like the function key to reset the totalizer as well as the maximum and minimum display values, so I'll only make those selections. I'll now click Save to confirm these selections, and then I'll click on function key F2 to configure one more function key. This function key will be used to change the set point value of an absolute high set point alarm that I have pre-configured for this demonstration, so I'll be naming it SPV. I'll now use the Select Function drop-down menu to select set point value. Finally, I'll click Save to confirm these selections and then navigate to the home page so that we can test our newly configured function keys. We can now see 4 function keys at the bottom of the screen. Configured function keys that are not protected by a supervisor password will be red. If they are protected by a supervisor password, they will be green, and as you can see, unconfigured function keys are gray. At this point, I'll click the Reset function key and we should see our maximum, minimum, and total values reset to 0 as soon as I click it. As you can see, the Reset function key worked as expected. Next, I'll click once on our Set Point Value function key, which brings us to a page where we can change the set point values for both Set Point 1 and Set Point 2. Note that I don't actually have Set Point 2 configured, which we can see if we try to select that here. For now, I'll just select Set Point 1 and change the set point value. When I click Save, my changes are accepted and we're brought back to the home page. Here's a quick look at the PM-50 unit itself, and you can see the function keys are displayed there as well. One last thing to note here is that if you don't want your function keys to be visible at all times, you can hide them as needed by pressing the left arrow at the bottom left corner of the screen like this. Just click the right arrow at any time to make them reappear. And that's it for PM-50 function key configuration. Thank you for watching.